and welcome back to the Students in Stereo podcast. I'm your host, Teagan Elliott, and today we do not have video. I apologize. I am about to start filming my group's short film project, Sim. So check out the Instagram, Sim Film 2024. Very, very exciting stuff. We've been working on this project since like October. In terms of prepping, like we've got our own pop title track that's been in the works. Yeah, so a lot of stuff going on. I feel like there always is. I feel like that's what university is, and that's what makes it so exciting. And that's why I love being a student. It has been great fun for me. I'm really sad this is my last semester, but I figured that I'll have a guest on for next week's episode. But this week, I think I'll just do like a little recap on like what I have been up to since I took my break after Halloween. So let me get right into it. I'll continue to talk a little bit about my short film. I say my short film. It is our group project short film. Shout out Fran, director. So the way the process worked for, if any of you are interested in the University of York and like filming, I'll talk a little bit about how we chose our films in that process, and then what I've been up to for the film, and then I'll just kind of go into what I've been up to in life in general, and then wrap it up with like a cheeky little what's next, and what next week's episode can be about. Let's see. Filming. So at the University of York, when you're in your third year, this is currently how it works with the new semesterization systems. I know they're still trying to figure out how this is all going to go, but they had, if you had an idea you wanted to pitch to the cohort of people in the year, you'd go up in front of everyone, present your idea, and then there was a big voting session on Google Forms and stuff in the week afterward. And you had to pick your top ideas. And then from there, you voted on like which ones you'd want to interview for, and you picked like your top three out of then the ones that were chosen. So there are 3 studio television shows, I believe 2 documentaries, and then 7 films. Not entirely sure on the number of like short films necessarily, but yeah, definitely 2 documentaries and 3 studio show films. And I knew I wanted to do sound. I mean, obviously, if you guys have been here and you know that I have a podcast, you know I'm a sound girly. So I keep saying so. I'm gonna try and stop. Okay, I feel like someone should start counting. I am doing sound for Sim. It's a dystopian film. It's set about 5 years in the future, and it looks at a pop artist named Sim, whose producers and like production company have her sign this form saying that she's okay with her creative licensing being used in any way, and they make like a clone of her, and this clone can do. They tell her it'll be double the promos, double the content production. Like this will be great for your career. And she's not keen, but you know she goes ahead with it. And there's a little plot twist I will not spoil, but we've been working with this song producing duo, Lilac Fall. Shout out Lilac Fall. You can check them out on YouTube, listen to their stuff. And they have been working with myself and the director Fran on coming up with a pop title track that, I mean, obviously, if she's going to be a pop star, she needs a song. And I've had the song stuck in my head all day. You definitely will. We're going to release it and try to make it like a little TikTok sound / song, get some traction trending going. So definitely check it out. And we'll also try to release like a karaoke version. I think that'd be so fun. And then y'all could do karaoke. So we've been doing this production for basically since October. It's been a while, and it's now March, and we're starting filming. We pick up Kit tomorrow. I am ecstatic. I know, shout out producer Sam. He, bless him, has been so stressed. But he's been an amazing producer. He knows everything that's going on. He's sending out all the call sheets, and he's so on it. So if anyone needs a producer, shout out Sam. He's been an amazing producer. And I'm really excited to start filming. So he's a little stressed, and I think we're all a little stressed. So I want to be, you know, sunshine on set. Hopefully bring the positive vibes. Not that anyone won't bring positive vibes, but I think I'm gonna bring like the extrovert, outgoing vibes, if that makes sense. And really looking forward to it. I have all my batteries. I have all my little like little furs that you put on the microphones so that it tries to get rid of like rustling noises. Because when you take these microphones, you obviously want to hide them underneath like clothing or tape them to someone's shirt. So my like one of my supervisors advised using toupee tape because it's double sided and it sticks quite well. So I've got toupee tape for my microphones, and I'll cut that and put it on like the fur and the mic to help, create like a nice cushion so that the shirt, and you won't get that rustle noise of like some nice little, here's a little ASMR moment. You won't get while someone's talking because you obviously don't want that in your dialogue in your film. And then I also have these cute little like little pocket things that I also have in addition to the furs if the furs aren't enough. And I think I'll use them in tandem with the furs, to be honest, just for extra sound protection. Anyway, I feel like this is probably boring to other people that are not soundies. Point is, I have all my shit together. I'm very excited, and yeah, I film tomorrow. Other than all the filming prep I've been doing the past few months, let's see. My birthday, I've already mentioned it a bit, went to Nottingham, had my little pickleback shot, was lovely. Went to Bottomless Brunch with friends. We did a little Halloween theme, so I was obviously Audrey Hepburn. And it was such good fun because it was like Halloween slash birthday. So my housemate Faye, who's previously been on the pod, she and our birthdays are pretty close. So we did a bottomless brunch with like a lot of similar friends and our housemates. And then she also did like a house party for her birthday, and I went to do knots for my birthday. And it was super fun. Definitely like Nottingham, I think I'm so used to the clubs in New York as kind of like my standard for clubs, which I know a lot of people kind of roll their eyes at or laugh at. And yeah, it's like it's sad compared to the ones in Nottingham. I was shocked at how big they are and how fun they are. And it really makes me want to go clubbing somewhere like Spain. I think that'd be epic. So definitely want to expand that a bit. But I also need to save money. So I definitely have champagne taste on a beer budget, as I like to say. And yeah, so in terms of birthday, that was so much fun. And then I had this incident with my bike where I had this bike lock from Halfords, okay? And it's one where you have the key, and it was one of the cheaper D locks, okay? Because, student life. And you take the key to unlock it, right? And it's around 6 p.m. on a Friday night. I'm trying to unlock the bike, and it's not working, and it's dark outside too because it's like winter in England. So it's sunset at like 3:30, okay? It was dark. And so I call campus security because I tried for a good 30 minutes trying to get this bike unlocked, picking at it, everything, trying to like shock it and do it suddenly or slowly unlock it. Nothing was working. This key behaved like it wasn't actually my bike. So I was stressed that if I called campus security that they wouldn't believe me. But I got lucky. They did believe me. I mean, I showed them pictures of me with my bike in the past as like evidence, like for my case. But they weren't there, so they had to like the person who they would call like the tech physical team. I don't know what they're called, to come, and they would take some sort of chainsaw thing to take the bike lock off. Yeah, no, they didn't have that because it was a Friday night, and they'd all gone home. So campus security came. Shout out to the guy with the bolt cutters. He just yanked on that until it broke. And then I was able to bike home, which was a success, but really unfortunate. So then I got this more expensive step up D lock. It's a combination lock, but she's quite large and like intense. So yeah, I had that little drama. Then let's see, went home for a while. Oh, I had really, really good like Korean barbecue with my coworkers. A crumble cookie. Oh, I was also fuming about this. So I am a crumble cookie fan. Now, for those who don't know, Crumble Cookie is this company or this like store in America. It's a chain, and they change the flavors of the cookies each week. Now they'll have like 6 different cookies each week, and every other week they'll do a chocolate chip cookie, and then the alternating week they'll do a semi-sweet chocolate chip cookie because the cookies are also quite sweet. I am a red velvet girl. Anything red velvet, you name it, like that is my jam, okay? And they have this red velvet cookie that I've always wanted to try because they'll bring back some of these flavors on rotation. So I was like, they haven't had the red velvet in a while. I feel like, the crumble cookie gods are going to look down on me and bless me with this red velvet cookie that I've always wanted to try. Like, I'm telling you, I drove my sisters during COVID. We drove an hour out of the way to try crumble because there wasn't a location close to us at the time. That is how committed to this crumble thing I was, because I'd see it all over TikTok and like, call me a consumerist, but yeah, I fell for consumerist culture and I did it and I do not regret it. It was a fun COVID activity to drive to this place and get these cookies. So I was really excited for this red velvet cookie, and I'm not kidding you. The day I get back to England, Crumble released their lineup for the following week, and it was red velvet cookies. Tell me why. Tell me, why would they do that? Why? I was so upset. I am still upset. So my sister jokingly said that she would freeze a cookie for me and then bring it to me at graduation. And I'm low-key hoping that she actually wasn't kidding and she actually will bring me one, because it's really the thought that counts. And as a graduation present, I feel like a red velvet cookie would just be perfect. Yeah. Also, I took that, like the Myers-Briggs test. It's like the 16 personalities. So you've got the E or the I, stands for extrovert or introvert. Then the second letter, the S or the N, stands for sensing or intuition. The third, T or F, stands for thinking or feeling, and that's based on like how you make decisions. And then the fourth one, J or P, for judging or perceiving, is how you deal with the world or your perception of the world. So the last time I had taken it had been like first year, and I know I've changed a lot at uni. I feel a lot more calm and chill, if that makes sense. I think I used to be more type A back in like middle school, a bit of high school, and then COVID, I just was stressed. I think we all were, let's just be real. And then now I definitely feel more chill, I just go with the flow. But I'm also here for the vibes. So my personality test, when I took it this time around, is everyone ready? I am in the diplomats category. I am the protagonist. I am an ENFJ. There's this totally also isn't sponsored, by the way. I took the quiz on this site called 16personalities.com, and I highly recommend. It's just kind of fun. So like they have like a little scale, and you say if you like strongly agree, mostly agree, neutral, disagree, more disagreeable, and strongly disagree, on like a scale, and you just answer, and it's really interesting. And then at the end they'll give you like a scale to see like how far on the end of judging are you, or how far on the end of extroversion are you. And I feel like I was mostly in the middle for a lot of it, but like leaned slightly more in one direction than the other, obviously, which I found to be really interesting. So what I'm hearing is I'm the protagonist. Am I the main character? Like, not sure if you pick me, but this like test really bolstered my ego, because this is also people that are protagonists. They compared me to President Barack Obama. They compared me to Oprah Winfrey. Like, I definitely felt recognized, like this test really saw me for who I am. Yeah. Anyway, so take the test, which is super interesting. It definitely reminded me of like Hogwarts houses. I mean, I don't know. You guys have all definitely taken these tests, haven't you? Like, if you're a Harry Potter fan, you have taken the test to see which house you are. I don't care if it's BuzzFeed. Like, no, actually, I do care if it's BuzzFeed. You shouldn't take that one. You should take the Pottermore one, because that one's obviously more accurate. So, based on my Myers-Briggs personality test, I think you could just guess and assume what house I am. I'm a Gryffindor. Although my friend Kama, who's been a guest on the pod, would probably argue that I am a Slytherin, because he's just jealous that he's not a Gryffindor. What can I say? Yeah. Other than that, took some personality tests. I had to buy a new bike lock. Really rogue, made butter chicken tonight, and it just didn't hit. Like, I marinated my chicken with everything, super proper about it, and then I put in the tomatoes and the canned tomatoes, like the passata and the cream, and it was just too thin, but then it was like overcooking the chicken, so I took the chicken out, but then there weren't the seasonings and stuff that were on the chicken in the stuff, so then I was trying to just boil it down so it would be creamy and not so thin. Yeah, it was alright. And then my potatoes were going off, so I made potatoes instead of rice. So it's kind of like a weird butter chicken. How often do people have butter chicken and potatoes? I don't think that's a thing. It's normally rice or like naan bread, but I did it with potatoes. And it actually hit. I mean, look, I feel like a sauce, meat, carb, like you can't really go wrong at the end of the day. But yeah, when I start filming, I'm definitely gonna be eating like good because my producer, again, shout out Sam, he works at, for his own safety reasons, I won't say the name of the restaurant, but he works at a restaurant in town, and he got this restaurant to cater for us for a decent number of the days of filming. So I'm getting some pretty bougie meals. I'm getting some nice burgers, some nice ramen, like not, and this, I'm not saying it's like instant ramen, like this chef, cook, whatever they are, is going to cook us some really good eats, and I'm actually looking forward to Crafty on set. And yeah, you already know. So the snacks I'm gonna bring us up, obviously crispy M&Ms. When I was in the States, I tried to look for these and I did not find them. I don't think we have them, but they're basically M&Ms and they have like this like little like rice puff in the center. But it's like a dense rice puff. Like it isn't like, how do I explain? It isn't like a rice cake puff type. It's more like a crispy honeycomb texture, but lighter than honeycomb. It's not a sticky. I think that's the best way for me to explain it. Fire. I will have those on set. I went through a total phase where I've been obsessed with anything crispy M&M. Like my house, we live near a little like grocery shop that's open every day, decently late. And every night after dinner for a while, we'd all go for a sweet treat run, and we'd all go for a sweet treat, and we'd all get the crispy M&Ms at some point in the house because I got us all hooked. We were all obsessed. We were all down bad for these crispy M&Ms. So crispy M&Ms has my business, but I definitely am trying to like stay off them a bit. Too much of a good thing, and then like it doesn't it doesn't hit the same. But I also will be, so in the UK they have their Walkers, right? Which Walkers is like our Lay's brand, right? It's potato chips, it's crisps, okay? But they have this, that like the Walkers has like a higher end, like nicer crisp brand called Sensations. And the Sensations, they've got like a little more like bougier flavors, like they're a little bit nicer. And my favorite ones are the Walker Sensations lime and coriander poppadoms. A fire, absolutely fire. And by coriander, it's cilantro, okay? So it's lime and cilantro and like cumin, and it's like with like a poppadom mini like crisp. Oh, so good. I will be working this set 100%. So I'm gonna be working hard, but eating good, having a great time. I think for a wrap party, because let's be real, I'm gonna be like the social psych, I guess, for a wrap party. So I'm thinking about house like a little. I feel like the group's pretty split. I feel like half would want to like be absolutely feral and go clubbing, but the other half I feel like would want a little more of like a mellow night. So I'm thinking a wine and cheese night would be like quite sophisticated. And then for those who want to partake in the drinking, absolutely can. And then the other half can choose to get sloshed at the wine and cheese night and then go clubbing afterwards. And I'm thinking I'll do it on like a Thursday because I think that'll be good for like like Flares, like a good gay night at Flares. Because let's be real, like the film and TV crowd, like I'd say there's a lot more like LGBT representation in film and TV, like in terms of people that are participating in film and TV, and then there's more representation in the media. So I think overall, Flares would just be like a win on everybody's part because they play ABBA. Like, who doesn't love ABBA? Okay, yeah, look at me. I am making plans. So I'm thinking wine and cheese, and then for those that want to go Flares, go Flares. And we can also go bars. Oh, Stone Roses. Yeah. I'm acting like I haven't been out in ages, and I'm acting like a fiend. I think I went out, yeah, I went out last week. But I didn't go out. You guys are going to be so proud of me. I did not go out this week. I stayed in. I've been reading my books. My housemate Will has been rewatching Bridgerton. I will say the first time I watched it, maybe I was a lot more cynical during COVID, but the first time I watched it, I like despised Bridgerton. Like I hated it because I just felt like the costumes were a little too gaudy. I just felt and I still stand by this claim I'm going to make, is that I feel that a lot of the dialogue, it was just too obvious. There was no inferring you had to do. It was so I guess it was very easy to watch. You didn't have to really think. Which made me kind of sad. I want to, have to like infer a little bit. Then compared to, I recently watched Succession. Let me tell you, that is a show with amazing dialogue. That is such a well-written show. I'm only a couple episodes in, and it's like you really have to pay attention. It isn't one that you can have on in the background. You can't like if you're a subtitle person, like you will want subtitles on because you're gonna like want to have to absorb everything, Yeah. Anyway, but back to the Bridgerton thing. I didn't love it, and now this time around, I like it more than I did the first time, but I still stand by a lot of my original claims. But that being said, I never saw the second season, and I've heard a lot of people were obsessed with the second season. So I think I might just have to give it a whirl, give it a little watch. Yeah, I think you guys are pretty much caught up with my life. Ready for, let's see, Taylor released a new album, for some more books to come out from these series, because I've been reading a lot, right? And now all these books, they're an unfinished series, and so I have to wait for like either the final book or the third book or like the second book. I have to wait for all these books to come out. And a lot of them, 2024 seems to be like the year of media, whether it's books, movies. Like we're getting Moana 2 later this year. Hello, yeah? So down. Am intrigued though to see how that goes, because apparently in Moana they were gonna make it a TV show, but now they've changed gears and they're turning the TV show into a movie. So gotta see how that goes. And then we've got a lot of artists releasing music. I mean, Ariana Grande drops today. We've got Taylor Swift dropping. I'm sure Harry will drop something. I just feel like he will. We've got Dua Lipa. We've got Megan Thee Stallion. We've got SZA. We've got Cardi B. We got The Bleachers. We got Future. We got Kanye. We got Playboi Carti. We got Taylor. We got Frank Ocean. We got Olivia Rodrigo. We've got hella albums coming out. Not gonna lie. Bruno Mars. Wow. Yeah, we have a lot. We have a lot this year. So 2024 is gonna be a great year. I definitely feel like this should have been like a January episode. I apologize. We have a lot of good things coming in 2024. Hope y'all are following all your New Year's resolutions. Like that's the energy I'm giving right now. Speaking of New Year's resolutions, if any of y'all made any, this is I guess a little reminder. Think about your New Year's resolutions and see if there's a way you can still tackle them, I guess. Look at me. I did not make any, just for reference. So I can just cheer you guys on. Cheer on all of the listeners. Follow your New Year's resolutions. And, yeah, you know what? Pop me a message on the Instagram at Students in Stereo if you would like me to motivate you on the next episode with our special guest so we can motivate you together to get on your New Year's resolution grind. How about that? Yeah. Okay, I'm going to leave it there. That was a nice little episode. I'm going to go shower and go to bed. Slay. Thank you guys so much for listening to Students in Stereo Podcast. You can find this anywhere podcasts can be found, that being Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and all places. You can also follow us on Instagram at Students in Stereo. Thank you guys so much for listening, and goodbye!